Back to Sam, Carly, and the Autobots. Sam asks a very pertinent question. "This is a lot, Optimus, sir. But I still have one question. Why me? Why did Barricade, or whatever his name was, interrogate me?"
"Because our meeting is not the first time humans and Cybertronians have encountered each other. There is an item in your possession, a set of ocular aids with coordinates transcribed on them."
Wait, my great-great-grandfather's glasses? Wait, hold on. Captain Archibald, after he went mad, he rambled about a frozen giant that made him go blind. That giant, was he?
Megatron.
When your progenitor encountered Megatron, he must have accidentally communicated with him. The glasses were inscribed with coordinates in Megatron's internal navicomputer. The coordinates of the Allspark. The frigid nature of your planet's polar region must have sent Megatron into stasis lock, frozen, conscious, but unable to move or speak. So what, he asked my grandfather for help?
More likely it was a command or a threat, an order to what Megatron would deem a lesser life form. Yes, it is clear to me that Megatron imposed his will on Captain Witwicky, imprinting images in his mind that drove him to insanity. In the process, the glass surface of the spectacles were made into a map to Megatron's prize. What befell of Megatron after that, I can only surmise. Hopefully he's still rusting beneath the ice.
Doubt not
that
lucky.
I fear that Bumblebee is correct. And even if Megatron himself is out of commission, the other Decepticons are not. Sam, we need the glasses so that we may reach the Allspark before the Decepticons do. Will you help us?
Sam looks at Carly and the two agree to help. Sam mentions that the glasses are likely still in his backpack, somewhere in his house. This is another scene I quite liked, with the Autobots hiding from Sam's parents and accidentally causing a wreck in the backyard. Of course, in this instance it's parent, singular, but the content of the scene will only change mildly. A bit of physical comedy intermingled with Prime's urgency. I even liked Ironhide and Ratchet being a little chaotic. Ron will also discover Carly in Sam's room and will have a bit of that "I'm proud of you, son" energy intermingled with "I'll get out of your way." Sparkplug was the cool dad in G1, and I want Ron to be the same way. As in the original film, just as Sam finds the glasses, Sector 7 arrives. We'll be doing a little character work on Simmons here. It's sort of implied in the original movie that he's a tad radical, even for S7, as Banachek is shown to be pretty reasonable. Here, we're going to outright state it. Simmons has it out for NBEs and has been obsessed specifically with Bumblebee since the 70s when the Scout first landed on Earth. Banachek, on the other hand, is only concerned with Homeland and home world security. If the NBEs are allies, he has no problem with them. If they're enemies, he will take them down. Blackout, Frenzy, and Starscream have all proven to be enemies already, though. Why Starscream, you ask? We'll get to that. Simmons and co. arrive and behave much as they did in the original. As soon as Sam registers having had direct contact with an NBE, Sam, Ron, and Carly are all taken into custody. They are not, however, separated. Ron asks Sam what is going on the entire time while Simmons interrogates the kids. He brings up the fact that Carly's dad is on parole, and Carly confesses to Sam that he was a carjacker. Carly herself was never involved in the crimes, but she's kept them a secret from everyone. Partially because she didn't want to ruin her chances of getting into MIT, and partially because she didn't want to shatter the illusion she had built for herself. AKA, Little Miss Perfect. Simmons says that her chances of going to MIT are going to be ruined if she doesn't fess up. And just as that happens, a red and blue truck slams into the side of the SUV. Optimus Prime transforms and tears the roof off of the car, staring down Simmons and his men. Ironhide and Bumblebee stop the other two cars as Jazz uses a polarity gauntlet to disarm the agents, and Ratchet uses an EMP to block their transmission.
Sam, Carly, are you all right?
We are now. Agents, meet my friend, Optimus Prime. Optimus leans in and stares at Simmons.
You aren't afraid. You've seen our kind before.
That's none of your concern. Besides, I am not authorized to communicate with you. Outside of, well, telling you I cannot communicate with you.
Get out of the car. Now! Autobots, watch them, but do not harm them.
Simmons glimpses Bumblebee and gets a bit of tunnel vision. I've been following you since I was a kid. Not well. Ron steps up to Sam with bewilderment on his face. Sam? Mind explaining all this? Oh, right. Dad, meet the Autobots. Ratchet, Ironhide, Jazz, Optimus Prime, and, well, you already know Bumblebee.
Your car.
Yep.
Sam, did you find the glasses?
Yes, they're right here. Sam hands the glasses over to Optimus, who begins to scan them. Unfortunately, his scans are interrupted by the arrival of S7 helicopters. The Autobots attempt to retreat with Sam, Ron, and Carly in tow. Unfortunately, the humans and Bumblebee are captured much as they were in the original. Optimus is unwilling to harm humans, and so allows them to leave. He finishes deciphering the glasses, and notes that the Allspark is located in the same direction that S7 took Bumblebee.
Then I say we go in there, blast through those humans, save our friend, get the Allspark, and get off this rock. No, Ironhide. If we are to retrieve the Allspark, we must do so peacefully. Too many lives have already been lost in this senseless war. I have seen one planet die for my sins. I will not doom another.
What about Bumblebee? We can't leave him to die.
And we will not. We will rescue Bumblebee, retrieve the Allspark, and save humanity from the Decepticons. Why? Why should we fight for them? They're a violent, warlike species. Were we so different, old friend? Indeed, humanity is capable of great evil, but I must believe that they are capable of great good as well. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. If necessary, I will lay down my spark for any one of them, just as I would for any one of you. The Allspark lies within reach, and I sense that the Decepticons are already closing in on it as we speak. Autobots, transform and roll out!
We rollin', Optimus! Back at the Pentagon, Secdef Keller and Chip are approached by Tom Banachek. He reveals to them the existence of Sector 7 and shows them footage from the Mars rover. Where in the movie it's left vague who exactly is responsible for the rover's destruction, it will be made clear here that it is Starscream, who emerges from the Nemesis as it lands on Mars. Banachek insists that Secdef and Chip come with him for a full debrief. Lennox and his men are intercepted as well, and our three groups of human protagonists meet at last on the Hoover Dam. Banachek notes the manner in which Simmons brought the Witwickies in and chides him for it. He then leads Keller, Sam, Ron, Carly, Chip, and the Army Rangers into the facility beneath the dam. As he does, Frenzy creeps out of Carly's bag. All assembled are taken before NBE-1, Iceman, or as Sam points out, Megatron. He explains that the NBEs are from a planet called Cybertron and are separated into two factions, the Autobots who only want peace, and the Decepticons who are conquerors. He continues that Megatron is the Decepticons' leader, and that he came to Earth in search of something called the Allspark, a source of infinite energy. Banachek leads them to another chamber where the Allspark is located. It will not be a gigantic cube, or rather it will be gigantic to humans. Imagine it similar in size to the Allspark from Transformers Animated, but cube-shaped. The cube is only the container, however. At its center is pure energy, but only one who knows the language on the container, which is revealed later to be Old High Cybertronian, can access the power within. That being said, it does radiate pure energy even when contained. The same backstory from the movie is repeated, with the dam being built around the cube because humans are unable to get close to it without protection, and Megatron being the basis for modern technology. That's just a cool concept to me. Frenzy draws near the Allspark and his full form is restored. After that, he sneaks into the control room and slaughters the tech swiftly and silently. He transmits a message to the Nemesis.
Signal received. Frenzy has located the Allspark and Megatron.
Excellent.
Transmitting signal to all Decepticons.
No! We must be certain. I will go to corroborate Frenzy's report. Await my signal, and then summon my warriors.
With that, Starscream transforms into his jet mode for the first time, and flies towards the Hoover Dam. Soundwave does not trust him, and opens his chest.
Laserbeak, eject, operation, reconnaissance.
A robotic bird emerges from the chest cavity and pursues after Starscream, his vision feeding back to his masters. Sam tries to convince Simmons that Bumblebee is on their side, and right now he's their only hope. Lennox, Chip, and Keller are on Sam's side, having witnessed the destruction Blackout and Scorponok were able to inflict. The Rangers point out that conventional weapons have little to no effect on Cybertronians. We are removing the plot point of Sabo rounds being able to penetrate Cybertronian skin. Scorponok retreated because he was overwhelmed by the amount of ordnance, not because he lost his tail. This bit felt like it was only added to give the soldiers more to do in this Transformers movie. Mikey, I know you love the military. I get it, I really do, but this is Transformers, not G.I. Joe. The soldiers should not be able to take down a Decepticon, let alone one the size of Blackout. Agent Fowler with an aircraft was only able to take out Vehicons in the Transformers Prime Season 2 finale, and was only able to irritate Skyquake and Arachnid in Season 1. You know, with missiles, fired from helicopters and fighter jets. These are members of a highly advanced alien species made of living metal, not B-1 separatist battle droids. Anyway, Banachek orders Simmons to release Bumblebee. The Autobot scout is slow to trust S7, but Sam is able to calm him down and tells him that both the Allspark and Megatron are here. B's eyes narrow at the mention of Megatron. He is led to the Allspark chamber and looks at the cube. As he does, he touches his throat, imagining whether or not the Allspark can restore his voice. He is forced to focus on something outside of himself, however, and presses certain runes on the cube in order to pick it up. You can read those?
No. Saw Prime. Back home.
While this discussion goes on, Frenzy begins to defrost Megatron. For the first time in thousands of years, the Decepticon tyrant stretches his limbs. Ice cracks and melts from his joints, and his crimson eyes glow, darting about.
Director Banachek! NBE-1 is defrosting! I repeat, NBE-1 is free!
Megatron grows incensed at the constant use of the title of NBE-1 and lurches forward.
I am Megatron!
He tears his right arm free and blasts at his human captors, incinerating them instantaneously. He unsheaths his mace and sweeps it in a wide arc.
Do you hear me, fleshlings? I am a Megatron, and I am free!
He transforms and jets through the outside of the dam, blasting humans to bits as he does. Bumblebee transforms and takes Sam, Ron, and Carly out of the base. In this version, it is Megatron who destroys the comms of the dam, cutting S7 off from the outside world. Chip, Simmons, and Keller are trapped in the dam and pursued by Frenzy. Lennox and his men follow Bumblebee in order to back him up. Their plan is not to hide the cube in the middle of friggin' Los Angeles this time, though. That was so stupid. Instead, Bumblebee insists that it must be delivered to Prime.
Prime, have cube and friends on road now.
Understood, Bumblebee. We are tracking your location now.
As Megatron lays waste to the Hoover Dam, Starscream arrives, noticing the Allspark signal speeding away from the facility surrounded by human APCs. He also spots Megatron and takes a chance to get close to the master he intends to betray, thinking that thousands of years of stasis have rendered Megatron weak. He is woefully mistaken. As Starscream approaches, he charges one of his null rays behind his back and enters into a mock bow.
Lord Megatron, how good it is to see— Ah!
Swift as lightning, Megatron grabs Starscream by the throat, causing the treasonous second-in-command to lose his chance at killing his master.
Where is my Allspark?
The humans, they've taken it.
You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Megatron throws Starscream aside and notices Laserbeak circling above.
Soundwave, I know you can hear me, my most faithful servant. Transmit my voice to all my warriors.
As you command, Megatron.
A montage shows each of the Earthbound Decepticons while Megatron's voice speaks to them over their comlinks.
Decepticons, heed the voice of your lord and master. The Allspark is within our reach.
Seize it and slaughter all who stand in your way, for the glory of Megatron!
For the glory of Megatron!
For the glory of Megatron.
Transform and rise up!
Megatron transforms and begins to fly in the direction of the fleeing humans and Autobot. Starscream growls in displeasure before following the example of his master. The Autobots reunite with Bumblebee on the road, executing that clean U-turn they did in the movie. Look, I criticize these films, but I have to get credit where it's due. That stunt was cool. However, they are pursued by the Decepticons. Barricade and Bonecrusher catch up to them on the ground, while Blackout hovers overhead.
We must draw the Decepticons away from any human settlement. Autobots, exit the road.
The Autobots follow Prime's lead and veer off into the Nevada desert. Because robots, in disguise. Not robots who decide to have a war in the middle of Los Angeles, Mission City, whatever they wanted to call it. Prime would never knowingly endanger innocent human lives by fighting in the middle of a major metropolis, and in most continuities would only blow his cover if absolutely necessary. And yes, this includes animated Optimus. While battles happen in the middle of Detroit all the time in that show, they are never instigated by the Autobots. The problem there tends to be that Prime and Co. are just trying to exist, and then the Decepticons or other enemies decide to attack out of nowhere. Plus, animated Prime is younger. He's more prone to make mistakes, and Detroit is also weirdly deserted at times. In Armada and Prime, and even G1 to an extent, major battles tend to take place in secluded canyons, deserts, forests, etc., unless Megatron forces a fight in a city. So we are following that trend here. The Autobots lead the Decepticons away from the highway into the Mojave. Optimus transforms and orders Bumblebee and Sam to continue on, while he, Jazz, Ironhide, and Ratchet hold the line. Barricade, Bonecrusher, and Blackout transform, and the first true battle of the War on Earth begins. Unbeknownst to Prime, they are not facing all of the Decepticons. Brawl emerges from the desert and blasts at Bumblebee, sending the Scout flying. Sam, Carly, and Ron survive because Bumblebee tanked the majority of the blast. The Scout is temporarily disabled, however, and Brawl transforms and begins to approach him.
Puny Autobot, give me the Allspark, or I'll crush you.
Sam, run. Now. No, Bumblebee, I can't leave you. Go! Carly and Ron tug on Sam's arm and pull him away. Sam looks at Bumblebee and the Allspark hidden behind his broken body. He breaks free and runs in the direction of the other Autobots. Optimus! Bumblebee's down! Optimus! Prime hears his human friend's call and turns away from the battle.
Autobots, hold the line. We've got it, Prime. Go.
Optimus transforms and picks up Sam on the way. The Autobot leader races in the direction of the wounded Bumblebee. Brawl looms over the Scout and aims his cannon at him.
Say goodbye, Bug. Now!
Prime lets out a battle cry and leaps at Brawl. He draws his Energon swords and begins to battle the Decepticon Bruiser. This will be similar to the fight in the movie against Bonecrusher, just not in the middle of the highway. It ends in much the same way as well, but Prime instead disables the Decepticon tank rather than sticking a sword through his face. The other Autobots continue their fight against the other Decepticons. They experience some victory, with Jazz taking out Bonecrusher, but find themselves attacked from the air as a fighter jet swoops in.
It's Starscream!
The Decepticon lieutenant lays down a volley of blaster fire and missiles before landing in the midst of the Autobots and transforming.
Autobot fools, die!
Jazz and Ratchet are forced to fall back, but Ironhide lives up to his name, as Starscream's attacks simply bounce off his skin. The tough old Autobot slams his fist into his palms and charges at Starscream.
What in the...
Ironhide pummels Screamer, taking the Seeker Commander by surprise. He delivers one large punch that sends Starscream barreling into Barricade and Blackout.
Ratchet, Bumblebee needs you.
Autobots, roll for it!
Man, that's my line. The three Autobots transform and head in Prime's direction. Starscream gets up and transforms, followed by Barricade and Blackout. Meanwhile, Chip, Keller, Banachek, and Simmons fight off Frenzy. Chip tries to get comms up and running, while the other three try to hold off the psychopathic Minicon. Cut back to the Autobots. Ratchet begins work on Bumblebee while Optimus takes the Allspark. He orders the other Autobots to get the humans to safety, but is interrupted as an alien aircraft begins firing on him. The Autobots scatter, with Ron riding with Ironhide and Carly riding with Jazz, but Sam is left behind in the chaos. Optimus shields the boy with his body, as the aircraft transforms into his hated enemy.
Megatron. Prime. After all these millennia, still you live. As do you, Sam. Stay hidden.
Sam runs away as Megatron leaps down from atop the rock he landed on. Prime and Megatron circle each other, with Optimus doing his best to keep himself between Megatron and the Allspark.
So, you and I are destined to battle once more, even on this planet so far from Cybertron. Our war need not continue, Megatron. Cybertron is lost. Do not doom another planet with your warmongering. I? Doomed our planet? No, that was you, Optimus. Or do you think I've forgotten how you launched the Allspark into deep space? I did what I must to save the universe from your tyranny. Had I known in so doing that I would place this planet in your warpath, I'd have reconsidered. Nevertheless, I will not allow you to harm humanity. You defend these pathetic creatures? They do not deserve to live. They deserve to choose for themselves. And if you will not see that, then yes, we must battle once more. At the end of this day, one shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. No! I'll crush you with my bare hands!
Megatron leaps at Optimus, and the two of them grapple for a brief moment. Optimus throws Megatron off of himself and draws his ion rifle. Megatron is able to charge up his fusion cannon and aims it at his hated enemy.
Join them in extinction!
He blasts Optimus, sending the Autobot commander sprawling to the ground. Much of the ensuing battle is seen from Sam's perspective as Prime and Megatron duel each other. Ship is able to get comms back online and request evac for the personnel still at the dam. Frenzy is ordered to withdraw by Soundwave when he picks up the comm signal. Jazz, Ironhide, Ratchet, and a wounded but functional Bumblebee hold back Starscream, Barricade, and Blackout, while Prime and Megatron's duel grows in intensity. Megatron is able to claim victory, blasting Optimus point blank and sending him falling from atop the bluff they were fighting on. Megatron transforms and flies towards where the Allspark lies. Sam calls for Optimus as Megatron grows closer. The Decepticon tyrant transforms, lands, and bats the human aside, grabbing the cube in his clawed hand.
At last, the Allspark is mine!
He holds the cube aloft and presses the symbols inscribed on it. The cube opens, revealing the raw energy within. Lightning arcs from the Allspark, empowering Megatron and the other Decepticons, causing an electrical storm that can be seen from the Hoover Dam to tranquility. Optimus crawls forward and sees the doom of all man and Autobot kind before him. As he out on Cybertron all those millennia ago, Optimus is forced to make a choice. A terrible choice. Picking up his ion rifle, he aims at the open Allspark.
Primus, forgive me.
Optimus pulls the trigger. The blaster bullet flies directly towards the Allspark. Megatron is so caught up in his victory that he does not notice. Starscream, however, does notice, and retreats from the battlefield like the coward he is. The Autobots and other Decepticons take cover as the bolt strikes the Allspark's core. A massive explosion of raw energon consumes the area, bathing Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, and Sam in azure light. The light fades and Megatron is left sprawling on the ground, gravely wounded, but alive. We're not killing Megs off in the first film, only to resurrect him in the second here. Soundwave calls for a retreat. Barricade drives away. Blackout retrieves his lord and master. Brawl limps away. The Autobots gather together and notice Optimus emerging from a cloud of dust. Sam, clutched in his arms. Ratchet and Ironhide run to their leader's side.
Prime, are you alright? I will live, old friend.
The other humans emerged from where they had hidden and looked up at their new robotic friends. Optimus sets Sam down next to them. You destroyed the Allspark. Why?
Megatron had to be stopped, no matter the cost.
Carly asks if that means that Cybertron will stay dead now.
Yes. Yes, it does. You sacrificed your world's future for ours? Our pointless war has already doomed our species, Ron Witwicky.
could not allow it to doom another.
Well, what will you do now? Optimus looks at his Autobots and his new human allies. Cars roll up containing Lennox, Chip, Simmons, Banachek, and Keller. The camera focuses in on one of Optimus's eyes. As the instrumental to What I've Done plays, which I will not add here in an effort to avoid copyright, much to my chagrin, we see a montage of various scenes. Lennox and the other soldiers being reunited with their families, Chip being given a full government job, Sam and Carly going on a date, accompanied by Bumblebee, and finally, the Autobots standing on an outcropping, while Optimus gives his closing monologue.
The choices I have made have denied we Autobots our home. Cybertron and the Allspark are both lost, yet fate has seen fit to reward us with a new home. A home amongst these beings we have saved. I have seen their courage, and I have seen their capacity for war. In those respects, they are much like us. We will live among them, hidden, guarding them from the wrath of Megatron. My name is Optimus Prime, and I send this message to any Autobots that yet survive, scattered to the stars. We are here. We are waiting. And to any who would threaten this planet or its inhabitants, we will defend ourselves. We will defend humanity. We will defend our new home.
The credits will roll, but a mid-credit stinger will show the Decepticons aboard the Nemesis, with Megatron's wounds being tended to.
The treason of Optimus Prime has cost us the Allspark and doomed Cybertron. No matter. If I cannot conquer my home world, I will have to settle for this one. I will be avenged. I will not be denied again.
And with that, the film and our rewrite will come to an end. As always, thank you all for joining me on my quest. If you enjoyed the video and like what I do here, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel further, please consider joining the Knights Realm Patreon for $1 a month and get access to exclusive content, including videos not available on YouTube. Or if you'd like to request a future video topic or vote on pre-chosen topics, you can join at $5 a month or leave a super thanks in the comments below. In any case, I will see you all in our next adventure, whenever that may be.